Who gave them the permission to record me without my consent?
They don't have to have that.
By law? According to the law?
Yeah, according to the law, I'm recording you right now.
They don't have to seek permission
Who
to
do they
record
need
me.
permission from? No, they don't need. Okay? Do you have any other questions?
I disagree with you.
So apparently there's hundreds of Somalians throughout Minneapolis and Minnesota that is protesting their own way. And you want to know how they're protesting? They're going to shut their business down. Let me be the first to let you all know that we don't give a shit, okay? That's number one. Number two, it ain't even business. It ain't no business at all, okay? Stop it. You all are shutting those businesses down because you all are running. You all are jetting, getting on those American Airlines and going back to wherever the hell y'all came from because the gig is up. All right, the Trump administration is coming after you all. Now, if you don't know by now, the Trump administration, DOJ, Pam Bondi, they have been hemming people up left to right, charging people. I think at this point, over 200, most of them are Somalians that has been in this entire fraud situation, stealing billions of taxpayer dollars. We don't give a shit how y'all protesting. We really don't. I don't know why you all feel the need to do this or do that. It's not going to help your all cases. Y'all business don't contribute to nothing. They're not even running. Minneapolis is not going to feel no impact from this. Literally.
So you mean to tell me that no African country wants the silly Malians? I was just watching, I don't even know what I was watching, but they said if certain African countries allow Somalians to come to their country, they're going to go to the streets because they don't want the Somalians. They don't want the Somalians in their country. Silly Malians. I thought y'all was the best. I thought y'all was smart. I thought y'all had that good hair. I thought y'all had that good nose. They don't want you in other African countries. They said go back to Mogadishu. Go back to Silly Malia. Why don't y'all want to go back to Silly Malia? So none of the other African countries want Somalians that are getting deported from the United States and other places.
Hey my loves, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so in today's video,
it seems that Somalis are now in their find out phase. The whole deportation happening in Minnesota is one of the reasons why a lot of people are beginning to come out and speak about their own fate with Somalis and how they have felt for years, not just only in Minnesota right now, not only in the US, but you have people coming out from other countries and sharing their own stories about the whole Somalis and how, it's as if a lot of countries now want them to get deported from their own countries. Not only in Minnesota, some countries, saying that they're not giving them visas. You know how they're giving other countries, probably in Africa, free visa to a particular country in Africa, except for a particular country, just because they don't want influx of those particular people in that country. Well, it's a find that era for a lot of them, and there are just so many reasons why this is happening. So I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll, then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's go watch.
so guys, I've gotten a lot of clips for you guys. I'm just going to let them roll, then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your own take in the comment section. So let's jump right in, then I'll come back with more commentary. Let's go watch.
Thousands of Somalians living in Minnesota are currently deported from United States of America. But before this mass deportation began, something happened. I want you to first of all pay attention and see these people's mindset from their own statement and judge for yourself whether they deserve to remain in America or be deported. Because the number one criteria or the qualification for any individual to remain in a country is to be a law-abiding citizen. You must give maximum respect and regard to the Constitution or the law of the land for you to be in that land. Otherwise, you are not qualified to be in that country in the first place. Listen.
During an interview, some Somalians living in Minnesota said they prefer Sharia law over American law. This has caused some Americans to express concerns about the difference in legal preferences.
Neighborhood of Minneapolis. Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. Sharia law, yes. I'm a Muslim, I prefer Sharia law.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. Now this is where it gets interesting. She was asked whether it is right to punish someone who insults Prophet Muhammad. Listen carefully to what she said.
He can make his daughter marry somebody.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He has the authority, you know?
Authority, right?
Yeah, to do that, yeah.
So here, how young do you think it's okay?
Yeah, 15.
Is it right to kill somebody who insults Muhammad?
Yeah, because she's just, she had the religion, I understand. But she shouldn't beat up the Prophet, you know?
Now, this is why some Americans were not happy with the statement they made. People feel that if you're living in someone else's country, a country that welcomed you, offered you safety, freedom, and opportunities, then it's expected that you follow that country's laws. That's what some Americans find frustrating. They believe that while everyone should be free to practice their beliefs, the laws of the land should still apply. Others have a calmer view. They say this doesn't need to cause conflict. If someone feels that American law doesn't align with their beliefs, then perhaps the best thing is to live in their home country, in this case, Somalia, where they can practice Sharia law peacefully, without interfering with anyone else. So here's the question for you. Do you think people should be allowed to follow Sharia law in the community where they live, or should they follow the laws of the country they're living in? This is for educational purposes. Note hate. Every opinion is accepted.
If American law is not acceptable to you as a Muslim, why don't you remain in Muslim country rather than going over there to cause trouble? Remain in Muslim country where you can practice Sharia law and enjoy it. But they say no. They all prefer to live in non-Sharia country. But when they go over there, they keep making problem. All right, we want to send you back to the place where you will practice Sharia law. Now, watch and see what will happen.
Hold on, man. I think I live here 20 years.
We'll talk about it downtown. Keep moving.
My grandchildren at home. I was going to the
Sir,
store.
watch your head getting in.
Please.
Head down,
You
step.
see, they don't want to go back to their countries. They don't want to go back to their countries where they can practice Sharia law freely without any disturbance. What precisely does Muslims want? If I may ask you, what exactly does Muslims want? They don't want to live in their Sharia country. They want to live in non-Sharia country like America and UK. And they will not enter there and remain quiet. They will enter there and still want to impose Sharia law on them. The same thing that destroyed the place where they left. The same thing that destroyed their home. They want to impose it on others. So, in other words, what Islam is doing is this. Moving from desert, destroying a green land, and when they have eventually destroyed that green land, they will look for another green land to enter. Going and destroying. Jesus Christ said that the enemy only came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And by their fruit, you shall know them. The world needs to open their eyes to the words of Jesus Christ, that these are words of wisdom. By their fruit, you shall know them. If you want peace for the world, avoid Islam. We love Muslims, but that radical ideology, that pathetic ideology is not acceptable to me and to the world for peace.
But it is not only Kenya that deports Somali refugees. Saudi Arabian authorities had by March this year repatriated more than 12,000 Somali refugees. Mohammed Rimungi.
People who spent years calling America racist are now crying online because they're being sent back to the same country they swore was better than here. Y'all like the video right here, follow for more. And let's get into this. When you see the meltdown videos everywhere, tears, anger, demands, but none of them mention the fraud investigations, the expired visas, the money that moved through criminal networks, or the abuse of programs paid for by the taxpayers. The moment accountability shows up, they all act shocked. I look at these videos and all I see is the same contradiction. Somalia is beautiful when they want moral high ground, but Somalia becomes unsafe the moment removal papers arrive. They switch the story depending on what benefits them. The reactions are emotional because the system finally stopped bending. Deportations are happening because laws exist, because agencies uncovered fraud rings, because certain groups are draining millions from health, housing, and social programs that working Americans rely on. There's nothing complicated here. People act like the West owes everyone a comfortable life, like your job is to give everyone else more than what you could give your own family. And that is not how a country works. You cannot build a healthy society by subsidizing the failure of another one. And while all this is going on, the people who should be rebuilding Somalia, protecting Somalia, and modernizing Somalia are here demanding benefits. Their own country loses the adults who should be leading it. But Americans care about Americans who can't afford homes. They care about the people being pushed out of work by cheap labor. They care about a safe country.
Now, somebody said that their arrogance has been humbled. Okay, a lot of people are saying the same thing, not just only in the US but also outside of the US. Okay, with everything that is currently happening, you guys can literally see how these people just prefer to be on their own, no assimilation whatsoever. Instead, they want other people to learn their own culture. Imagine coming into a country where you were accepted, you know, because you were fleeing a situation in your country and you got accepted into that country. Instead of you to humble yourself and be, good to the people that you met in that country. You decided to act as if the country belongs to you instead. Imagine calling a country that accepted you in as a refugee who was fleeing a situation in your country. They accepted you, they brought you in, okay, among other countries that maybe probably didn't accept you. They brought you in and gave you opportunity to stay back in their country. And the only thing you could do is to call the country trash and call the country any sort of name that you so wish, just because you think you have the capability and the mouth to do so. Just because a particular country has their human rights is working, because there are countries that human rights doesn't work in that country. Just because their human rights is working, and of course everybody have a right, and you have right to speech and all of that. So because it's a free country where you think you can talk, you can say anything, and you can become whatsoever you want to become, does not really necessarily mean that you have the right to speak ill of that country the way you want to. Some of you do not even like the country that you are in. Like, you came in to stay safe. You were looking for safety, and they gave you safety, and yet you couldn't even appreciate the safety that they gave you. Instead, you keep calling them trash, not wanting to assimilate with their people. You built your entire community by yourself. I'm not saying community building is not good. It's okay for people to have their community, but it's also very important that you note that whilst you're building your community, also assimilation is very important. You came into that country and you saw every other person as people who are not worthy or enough, who are not ready to work. You call them names and say, oh, because they're jealous of you guys, because you guys are are workaholic, because you people like to work, you guys like to hustle, make your own money. And they keep asking, how are you guys able to make this one? Because we've lived in this country for years. What happened to say, okay, we made it through this, well, we did this or we did that? A lot of them are super not happy that people are not coming out to protest with them or protest for them. This is one of the reasons, because you have not shown any form of assimilation or community from day one. You have always wanted to be on your own. And now they're telling you to go back to your country. You're not everywhere saying, no, we are from this country. No, you were given, access to the country. Okay. You cannot be in another man's country and not give respect to that country, to the laws of the country, to the people of the country, and you think that you have every right to do so. That's not how these things work. And this is major reason why it's as if everybody just watching you guys get deported, watching you guys, in this phase, and still not coming out to protest. Yes, there are a lot of people who feel like they're obligated to come and speak up for you guys and all of that. But the truth still remains that most of you don't even want those people. You just want them for now. So this whole thing is two-way things, okay? It's a two-way thing. You bring your 100% and the next people bring their 100%. It's not every time you take from other people, and when it's time for you to assimilate, you run away. Anyway, guys, let me know what you all think in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. Please do well to like and subscribe. And credit belongs to original creators of these videos. I look forward to see you all on my next. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.